Hello there and welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, thank you for joining us. My name is Kat. On here we talk about style, fashion, shopping, and some lifestyle stuff as well. So if that sounds cool to you, be sure to like this video, subscribe, hit all the buttons you possibly can. And with that said, let's get into it. I am sitting outside of Dillards. I am going to go try on everything in their new collab. All right, so I am so excited for this one. I am really hopeful that some of these items will work for me right now. If you're not aware, I'm actually about halfway through a pregnancy. So I will still be able to give you some fit ideas based on what usually fits for me, but you'll get the bonus of if you are in the second trimester of pregnancy, you'll know if they'll work for that too. I will link to this whole collab for you. So if you're interested in any of this, you click on that link. It does support the channel. Additionally, I will leave a link for you that will be over on my LTK, that if you like it on LTK, you will get a notification straight to your email when any of these items price drop. So you don't have to go back and keep checking things. LTK will tell you. So if you are interested in that kind of notification, click my link below that I have. It will take you to, I'll make a little collage. You can click on that little collage, and then when any of these things drop in price, they will email you. Usually at Dillard's, things will I had coffee recently. So what am I talking about? I don't know. Generally, these items at Dillard's will drop in price 2 times before they pull them out of the store, and then they tend to send them to their clearance locations. If you wonder about the clearance locations, I have done videos about those too. The model of Dillard's interests me. It's pretty old school, and I like that. So I've done some videos about that too. So I'll link my Dillard's playlist for you below. You can check that out if you're into getting the best deals at Dillard's. Let's get to it. On the day that I went, the escalator was broken, so you get some bonus aesthetic elevator content. You are welcome. This collab is, of course, the Antonio Melani and Natalie Simkins collab, and it is cute. As I said, I was so excited to see this in person. I feel like it is perfect for this time of year, great for if you're doing earlier travel, but these will also work so well for you throughout spring and summer. So while there are plenty of items that would absolutely be great to pick up right now if you have travel planned or if it's going to get warmer where you are, there are also plenty of these items that you might even want to hold out for the sale and then have them for other spring events, wedding guest events, that kind of thing. There are a lot of really beautiful dresses in this collab, and we're going to start out with this one. It is yellow, green, and then it is a pretty true white in the background. I think it looks kind of cream on the website, but in person, I felt like it was a pretty true white. It comes with a belt made out of the same material, and it is like a thick rolled fabric belt, and I found it really easy to tie and easy to style. The fabric itself is really comfortable. It is a cotton material, and I found it to hang really nicely. It has a tiny bit of stretch to it, so it was really comfortable. So on me, I ended up trying on the 12, which is what I would expect to wear from Antonio Melani. I do tend to wear a 12 other places as well, like Ann Taylor, or I shop at Bowdoin a lot and I wear a 12 there. And the 12 on this fit really nicely. It was a little bit tighter around the bump area than it would have been, but the 12 is definitely my correct size. So I think it would fit perfectly post-pregnancy for me. So I would say that this one did fit true to size and very cute. Next up, we're looking at this set. It is a top and short set. So if you like that print but didn't want it in a maxi dress, then perhaps this set is for you. It also comes with a belt. In this case, it is a detachable belt. The fabric one was detachable too, but this is like a standalone belt that it comes with. The fabrication was pretty similar to the dress. This had a bit more of a linen feel to it, where the dress is a more crisp cotton. And as far as the belt goes on this, it's okay quality. I think that the set itself is much better quality than the belt. And so I wouldn't expect to use the belt in tons of other outfits, but it's nice, it goes with this. As you can see, the bump is bumping and I could not get these closed. I chose the 14. I sized up just to see if I could accommodate the bump, but I could not. And because it is a set, that meant that the top came in a 14 as well, which was far too large. I think for me, a 12 would be great in the top. I could probably even go with the 10. So this one may not be for the pregnant people unless you can size up a couple of sizes, and that won't completely mess with the size of the top for you. Totally depends on your silhouette. There's a close-up of the belt for you as well, so you can see it's fine. Next up, we've got another dress. I love the colors in this collection. They're very vibrant, very beautiful for spring, which is why I think that these would be fantastic picks for spring holidays, spring weddings, vacations, all of that. I think these would be so cute. So this fabric is gorgeous in person. This was really beautiful, and I was actually taken aback by it a little bit. I didn't expect it to be quite as nice. As you can see, it has a bit of a texture, and it's really gorgeous. The fabric makes it feel very elevated, and the shape is elevated as well, which is great with such a fun, playful color. I think that it makes it very nice for a lot of different people in a lot of different occasions because it's fun and loud, but still very wearable. I chose the large, and there was some extra room up top as I'm showing off here. I think had I sized down to the medium, that may have been fixed. The large was still wearable, and I think it would be more true to size if you were a bit bustier than I am. Next up, this gorgeous green print dress, and this is one that I was particularly excited about, and so I was thrilled to see that the print is really beautiful in person and the cut of the dress is really nice. Something that I really appreciate about this one is that they've really gone for it. Sometimes when places execute this silhouette, which does have a very retro look to it, they make it kind of short. And I do say that as a pretty tall person. I am between 5'9" and 5'10", but sometimes it just doesn't look as classic and retro as I want it to. And this one, they nailed it. Also, another belt with this one. We're just going hard on the belts. I thought this belt was very cute, and I did end up buying this one, and I will use that belt elsewhere. It doesn't fit great over the bump, but the rest of the dress fit perfectly in my regular size 12. Tiny bit tight on the bump, but I think it'll be perfect moving forward. The detailing on the bust is beautiful and provided some support as well. If you're much bustier, you might want to do a bra with it, but I felt secure. Then this next one we're looking at, I didn't end up trying this on because it is the same. So it's the same fabrication and the same cut as the other dress. So if you like that fit and you like that style, but you don't want the green, then the floral might be for you. Next up, we have a set, and this fabrication is fabulous. It has this raised texture to it. It's kind of like a soutache. And it is black and a pretty true white. The entire fabric has a bit of a texture to it and a fair amount of weight as well. Not too much weight to wear in a warm climate, but it does have weight to it, definitely, more so than a lot of the other fabrics in this collection. So this one was very hard to fit with the bump. Interestingly, you'll see that green one that's hanging there. That is the same fit as this, and it did end up working with my bump, but this one didn't. So while this fabric is very luxurious and beautiful, it doesn't have a ton of stretch, so that could affect sizing for some people. I ended up choosing the 12, that's what I'm wearing here, and the top fits great. As you can see, if I were to pair it with a different skirt or my leggings here, it would definitely be wearable now. I think post-baby, the 12 in the skirt would also work for me, but it still would be tighter than the green set ended up being, just so that you know. Speaking of the green items, let's take a look at this bathing suit next. So this one was one that was a very pleasant surprise for me. I always love Antonio Melani bathing suits. Several of my favorite and most worn bathing suits are from the brand. I think the fabrication is great. It holds up well in chlorine, in salt water, and they're always very comfy in my opinion, but I was not expecting this to work with the bump, and it did. So I love this as a top, and I noticed in the marketing they paired the top with the skirt from the top and skirt set in this print. So I was excited to try that on, and I did end up getting all of those pieces so that I can take them on vacation. But the bottoms ended up working great for me too. They were very stretchy. They are a pretty true mid-rise, so I really liked where they hit. They weren't at all uncomfortable, and it was a great buy for me because it works now, but I know it's going to be really comfortable when I'm back to my non-pregnant shape as well. So great coverage on the back, really comfortable. So if you're loving that print, but you're not a two-piece kind of person, you're in luck. They did a great job in this collab of having one pieces and two pieces in the different motifs, and I really appreciate that. So here we have the one piece made out of the exact same material as the two piece. It's really nice. It is very stretchy and comfy, but substantial. So it feels, again, very durable, but very comfy. So this one also pretty much worked. Unfortunately, because it was pulling down over the bump, it was pulling those cups. There are cups there, but just the front, it's sort of like a wire detail, and it should look a lot more structural than it does on me. And so that was being pulled down. So maybe not quite as bump friendly as the two piece, but really comfy and true to size. Then another one piece. This one as well was a really great fabric. This fabric had a texture to it. It obviously mirrors the two-piece set that I was just trying on, but it is actually a very light texture for the swim pieces, which is very stretchy and very nice. I love a detail like this, again with the soutache on there. I went with the XL in both of the one pieces, both because of the bump, but also because I do generally have a long torso and sometimes appreciate the extra length and it doesn't become too big for me. This one was very comfy with the bump, really, really nice. For the two pieces, I went with the large on top and the XL on the bottom just to have a bit more room for the bump and the butt. And there's a little loose thread. Slip in, Dillards, what are you doing? But it was very comfy. So, of course, then I had to try on the two-piece. So same exact fabrication, but in two pieces. It has the bandeau style top with a detachable strap, and I love the option to have the strap or not. And the bandeau felt very secure. You'll see in a moment that it's really falling at the right place, and I wouldn't need the strap for comfort like that. And so I liked it without the strap. It also was very bump friendly. The bottoms coming in really nicely. I would say they are a mid-rise, but on the lower side, which is why they worked with the bump, because they weren't competing with it. They weren't trying to go up too high. Overall, I would absolutely recommend those swim pieces. Now onto a separate. So we have this top. It is made out of a linen that has a little bit of a sheen to it in person. This is a really beautiful fabric. It is, because of the color and the texture of the fabric, I think this is one that could read as sort of drab or really luxe. And I think they did a great job on this one, bringing it to that luxe place. So as you can see, it has a tiny bit of sheen, and the way that they've done this sort of pleating detail in the front is great. It really looks elevated and cool. So the problem with this for me was the fit. I could not get this to zip up at all in the back. It was the most disappointing thing ever, and I'm even struggling to show you how much it didn't fit. I was so confused. So generally in Antonio Melani and these collabs, I would go for a 12. So I started with the 12 knowing that it might be an issue with the bump. It clearly was. So then I tried a 14 and had the exact same problem with it. I walked away not knowing whether it is the cut of the top, that it's just running very small, or if it is because of my current shape. I cannot give you that answer today. I just don't know. And as you could see there, I was repositioning the bust. I'm not sure to what extent it is actually meant to come down over your bust. I don't know. It is possible that the bust portion is supposed to actually sit up between your bust and your collarbone. It does kind of look like that on some of the promo pics, but I can't say for sure. The other issue that I had with this, to be honest, is that it really is off the shoulder. I have relatively broad shoulders, and that was the primary problem with the 12. I had to go up to the 14 just to get it to comfortably go across my shoulders without feeling like a straitjacket. So this was one of my most anticipated items in this collab. I was so excited for this, and I really want it if I can make it work. So I ordered one online that I'll try on in a follow-up video for you, but I really like this, and I just need to figure out what's going on, whether it is me or the top. I don't know. If you know and you can help others out, please do leave a comment below, because it might just be my second trimester situation that is preventing me from wearing this lovely top. And now for a brief interlude from the collab. I saw this cute top, and it's actually a set, so I will link both for you below. But this is from the brand A Loves A, and it had this gorgeous embroidery, and I thought it was so cute. So I had to try it on and figured I would share it with you. I really liked it. I thought the fit was really fantastic. Loved the stretchiness in the back. It would make it really easy to fit different bust sizes, different top sizes. I found it to be very comfy. It is sort of like a linen material, and it does have non-functional buttons on the front. But sometimes I think linen can be kind of scratchy, and this wasn't. So I really liked this and just paired it with my leggings. Now back to what you came here for. So here we have this gorgeous fabric, and they've done it in a dress as well. It looks somewhat similar to the green dress that I tried on earlier, but it is a different cut. The bust is quite a bit different. So this one has a bit more room in the bust, but then less room throughout the ribs and waist area. So depending on how you usually choose your sizes, take that into account. For me, with the bump, this one I definitely had to size up, because since it was tight throughout the waist, that just wasn't going to work. It was beautiful though, and this is one that I might circle back once they're on sale. I tried on both the 12 and the 14. Here you see me in the 12, and it's comfortable throughout, but I couldn't really zip it up in the back because of my shape. But, and here's a close-up of the fabrication because it's very cool, but I think normally it would be true to size and I would choose the 12. Then onto this two-piece set that I mentioned earlier. I did end up picking this one up. I thought this was so cute, and again, I loved how they paired it with the bathing suit, so I think this will be perfect for travel and hanging out in the spring and summer. So this one is the same fit as the other set that I tried on earlier, but a different fabrication. Here I started with the 14, and it turned me into whatever that character is there because it was so big and flopsy. It just felt very dramatic, very weird. So that's what I'm experiencing there. But then luckily the sales associate was very helpful and able to bring me a 12. The 12 in the top was absolutely perfect. On the skirt, it did fit. I could get it to zip up, but the shape wasn't quite what it is supposed to be with the bump, but it still went over the bump and I could zip it up to my waist. So it seemed like the perfect thing to pick up now because it was a little tight, but it'll work for a few weeks for me, I think. And even if it doesn't, it'll be a perfect fit later on this year once I am postpartum. So really enjoyed this. And again, this fabrication, this is such a beautiful caning print, and it's light and airy and cotton and just gorgeous. I really fell in love with these. Then I just wanted to show you the top on its own. It does have 2 layers there, so it's not going to fly up and cause a wardrobe malfunction, so that's really handy. And then I wanted to show you some close-ups of the shoes that they had in my location. This slip-on mule is excellent. I love it in both colors, and it also comes in a print. I'll show you that in a second. These are very fun. I don't tend to wear this style of shoe, but I really liked that with the beading detail. Then we also had flat sandals that lace up around the ankle. That's also a style that doesn't tend to work for me, but these look great quality and really nice. I do like these slides, and I love these as well. These are gorgeous, and they look very high-end to me, and I think that they would hold up really well. I've always loved every shoe that I've gotten from Antonio Melani. There we have just a classic slide mule, and then this same shape with a slightly different fabrication. Then online, they did not have these in my location. You can get that fun mule with the print, which I did order these, so stay tuned. I'll give you another video to look at it. Also in that video, we'll look at some of these others that they didn't have in my location. I love this with the rope braiding. Really beautiful. So I picked it up in this ecru color, so be sure to tune in. I will try that on for you. It just looked like something I could really use. And then this was probably my favorite piece in the collection when I saw it online. And so I was very sad that they didn't have it in the store. So I'll be trying that on as well. And then this one is very fun. I didn't think that I had a need for it, so I didn't pick it up for the next video, but if you really want me to try it on, I will. Same with this one. This one's really gorgeous and seems to be the same cut as the heavier fabric soutache dress, and it's really beautiful, but also wasn't something I needed. They also do have pants. They have them in the ecru color, which would match both of those separate tops, and then they have them in black as well, and these are linen with a rope belt. I bet you would need to size up one size in these. That's how those tend to work in these collections. I didn't end up grabbing those either because I got a pair from last year's collection that was very similar. So I'm happy to talk more about those. If you have a question, just leave a comment. Oh, again, it is still light out, which isn't usually the case when I do these collabs. So I'm going to film an outro for you here because I also need to sit here and eat these Dippin' Dots that I got. I like regular chocolate a lot. I also really like the banana split. I just wanted to let you know because I am absolutely going to do a part 2 to this. Last time I did that, I had high hopes of getting it out for you like the next week. It took me 4 months, I think. So we're not going to give an estimate because fool me once. Anyhow, that is what I've got for you today. Thank you so much for coming along. Again, if you enjoy this kind of content, I will link my Dillards playlist down below for you. I will also have a link to all of these items and a link to that specific LTK post that you can like of mine on LTK so that you'll know when the price drops. All right, have a fabulous evening and bye. There are these 2 ladies watching me, and I think maybe they think I'm talking to someone on the phone, but I don't know what they think I'm doing. Talking to my car, just having a heart-to-heart chat with my car.